Hey guys, my brother Keter coming to you again. Back again, guys, for my recap slash reviews of the last two episodes of Legend of Korra. Yeah, guys, and as always, guys, I will put, if you missed the episodes, I will put a link in the description for you can watch it for free, as always. Uh, but let's get into it. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about episode 16 and episode 17, which was Civil War Part 2, and the latest episode that aired this Friday, last Friday, Peacekeeper. So with Civil War Part 2, it ended with a pretty much with Ulak arresting Korra mom and dad, pretty much. Um, and pretty much we pick up right where I left off, and it seems that her father is sentenced to life in prison for treason, and pretty much there's a lot going on, and it starts to feel like, guys, that this isn't right. Korra starts to realize that something is up. Maybe somebody is playing with the system, the courts and things like that, and she actually discovers that Ulak, her uncle, staged the whole trial. Um, Pretty much, like, also he's also responsible for uh, her father's exile, banishment from the northern tribe, and to get rid of his rival. So there's a real brotherly rivalry between them, in a sense. It's not just a little friendly rivalry. It's bitter, really deep. So it's basically showcased that Korra's father was supposed to become what Ulak is. So pretty much, Korra breaks her father out of jail. She gets she pretty much gets gets all the information she needs from the the uh, the judge. We find out that he's on the take and everything like that, and they pretty much she breaks her dad out, and he's basically like, look, we're gonna rebel against this. And she's ready to help her dad. She's ready to help, but her father's like, no, don't. You have more important things to do. And this also helps Bolin got to get out of a forced marriage to Urlach's daughter, Eska, who's just really creepy, just period. Um, and so basically, Korra basically decides that because of that, to help her dad, she promises her dad to seek the United Republic's support in the Southern rebellions, and pretty much like that. But it also, in between that, what's going on with Tenzin is, it seems like he and Iki, his daughter Iki, kind of reconcile with their siblings, which was really touching. I enjoyed that. That was one thing I did enjoy, like seeing the siblings between Aang reconcile their differences and things like that, because I thought that was really important, that to showcase that Tenzin doesn't need to carry the burden of being Aang's child alone, and showcase that the rest of them are also you know they're his kids, and they should carry that legacy together. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, it seems like once again we're getting another water tribe member, and I'm hoping that won't be the trend for the next two seasons as well. As like, it's always a water bending, tribe, villain. Let's get some more into it. You know, uh, Erla. So pretty much, yeah, it seems like there's gonna be a rebellion, and that's pretty much it. Ended, guys, with, really was funny that we saw Eska coming after them, and she looked all creeped out. It was like, oh my god. So I thought that was funny. I thought anything that was with Bolin, it was just having me laughing, cracking up laughing. Bolin just can't catch a break. Uh, but we move on to episode 17, Peacekeepers, and it picks up almost right where that leaves off. And now they're back in, they're back in Republic City, and we are finally reintroduced again to Bokan, uh, pretty much again. And in this one, guys, we pretty much that's where pretty much the we see basically tensions between the Southern and Water Tribe happening. Once again, there's supposed to be a peaceful, march in support of them, and there's a bombing at a cultural center, and Mako, who is back, on his beat as a cop because he is a cop, um, and he tries to track down the culprits. While Varric, tries to produce an anti-northern, movie basically starring Bolin as this, this fallen Southern Water Tribe member, which is really stupid and funny at the same time. Uh, we also get a factor that the president Raiko, Korra tries to persuade him to send troops to support the Water Tribe. It's not going well. And it is, once again, you start, if you're looking at it like I was looking at it, it starts to say, okay, there's something more to this. Why are you not willing to help her? You know, and Mako and Korra's relationship, guys, are really kind of on the bounds here because Mako's trying to tell her, like, look, it probably wasn't the Northern Water Tribe that did it. When he was chasing these guys, they were firebenders. They weren't water benders. So he's trying to tell her, and there's like tension between them, and I can understand in a sense because Mako's looking at it from Korra is like, look, it's not just all about you. There's something more to this. So get your head out of you know get your head out of your ass and start looking at both sides of the coin. And she's like, is that how you feel and everything like that, and pretty much um it even becomes even more when pretty much the president asks Mako a direct order, like, did the Avatar say something to you, and what is she gonna do? And so he had a direct order. His duty as a police officer, came first, and in a sense, so he had to tell him. And once again, that's where the tension ride, and pretty much we saw you know, uh, the breakup in a sense, them separating, they kind of broke up. So for all those people out there that were like, yeah, finally they broke that relationship up. Yeah, I thought it was too fast, too. So we kind of see it now. Hopefully, I don't think it should stay broken up. I think this should this should be a means of them getting closer later on in the season. But as of right now, I'm not. I'm fine with it. Uh, what's going on with Tenzin is really funny because um, he's he's teaching his son. I'm forgetting his son's name. Um, he's teaching them how to be more of a more of commanding his commanding in terms of teaching his little lemur, which is pretty funny. I thought that was really really funny. Uh, and then it's to the point where Tenzin even says, "I created a monster." This is really funny. Um, but because of that, Korra axes one of the generals from the Fire Nation to help out, and once again, President Raiko gets involved and stops it from happening. And then it's like, okay, I gotta do this on my own. So uh, she General Iro basically says, okay, well, you should go to the Fire Nation, and get support from the Fire Lord. And so that's pretty much what Korra does. She goes to takes a, you know, um, takes a jet ski and tries to get to the Fire Nation, and that's pretty much where she is pursued by Eska and her brother, her cousins, pretty much. her own cousins come after her, and Asuka's like, "You ruined my marriage," and she's all fueled on anger and things like that. And there's a pretty decent water battle between them in the water at high speeds, and little do they know, underneath the water, a giant spirit comes out and attacks them, and they back off, but Korra goes forward, and it's pretty much a battle between Korra and the spirit. And Korra enters the Avatar state, and she's trying to do the ritual to calm the spirit down, and it looks like it's working, but nope, it don't work on this one. And unfortunately, it ends kind of on a major cliffhanger. The spirit swallows Korra whole, and it ends right there. So it ends on a major cliffhanger of like, okay, what happens to Korra? What's going to happen? There's a lot of questions that's going to be answered. That's going to be answered now. So it gives us a little sense of like, okay, where's this going to go? Where's this going to go? What's going to happen to Korra? This happened, things like that. So it ends pretty decent with a major cliffhanger. But we all should know Korra's not dead. But maybe there's more to this than meets the eye. Maybe, in my opinion, there's more than meets the eye, that the spirits are going to talk to Korra about it, in a sense. So maybe. But other than that, I enjoyed this episode a lot. And you guys tell me what you thought about this episode. You don't have to tell me what happened, what you thought about the last episode, but definitely episode 17, Peacekeepers. And I'll see you guys next time with another recap slash review for Legend of Korra. That'll be probably next week, this week. But other than that, you guys take care. And as always, guys, there's a link in the description. So if you missed these two episodes, but other than that, take care.